Hey all, what's going on? Saladid here, Saladid. If you like this video, check me out over on Twitch. Today we are going to do a little overview on the crafting system in the New World preview, which is going on for about a week right now. A lot of people are wondering how crafting works. It's pretty straightforward, pretty self-explanatory. So basically what we have here is a smelter tier 2. This is where I'll start just because, well, I'm in front of it. We're going to open this up. And as you can see, a smelter is what produces your ingots. What we have here is we have precious metal, and then we have the regular. The regular ingots are pretty much for making your swords, shields, armor, all that good stuff. And then your precious metals are for the jewelry. You can have earrings, rings, and necklaces. And it's kind of interesting here because it is a tier 2 crafting station, which means you can craft up to tier 3. So see, this is a tier 3 item. The smelter station is tier 2, so that's highlighted in yellow, meaning that's all go. And then obviously my smelting skill is not level 23 yet. That's actually rather high. You'll get there if you craft. I'm not there. I'm not a big crafter. Then tier 4, you're actually going to need a smelter station tier 3. So it's a little disjointed, a little confusing there that like the crafting station is one tier lower than the tier you produce. If that makes sense. I know it's kind of weird. But anyways, okay, moving on. So you have the smelter there. We're going to go over to the outfitter here because this is the one that I worked on the most in alpha when I was playing in the closed alpha. So outfitting station is more, I want to say, the light tier gear and medium tier. The duelist and explorer set, I believe, are like medium weight armor. And the way the tiers, the light, the medium, heavy, really affect you is your dodging. You get like a full roll dodge in light gear. Medium gear, you get like a sidestep. And heavy gear, I don't even know. I never played heavy gear, so I do apologize there, and I don't want to speak about something that I do not know about. But I basically worked up to do Sage gear, which was actually kind of hard to achieve and looks like it still kind of is, which I feel is frustrating because, well, you need a tier 3 station, which obviously this isn't even tier 3, so I'd be locked out on that. And then the armoring skill itself is level 26, so it's rather high. But let's see, what you can make here is gear from level 300 to 310 currently on my very, very low gear score. That's what I would be able to produce. Once you get to higher gear, you can get it up to 400. You can add these resources to the gear to try to, again, sort of bump up the gear score. But let's actually move back down into something I can produce, so maybe it's a little more understandable here. So here's an item that I can produce. As you can see, crafting station tier 2, and it doesn't even say the score needed because I exceed that. I can currently make a piece anywhere from 200 to 220 gear score. I believe I can manipulate that further by adding more of a primary resource. This will actually increase a chance of a gem socket. Azeroth will increase the chance of a perk, and then you get special resources, which I believe I only saw one of in alpha. I'm not even sure if many of these were in alpha. Very rarely saw anyone talk about them, but as you can see here, there are quite a few. I believe that was the one thing that I would always get from harvesting hemp in the game, were these verbena flowers, I guess. Stem, leaf, flower. So there you have it. There's the sort of light and medium armor at the outfitting station. I'm going to go over here to the loom, which is basically turning your raw resources into the cloth for the outfitters. So once you're out in the wild, in the wilderness, doing whatever, harvesting your leather, harvesting your ore to turn into ingots, that would be the smelter. We'll go back there. And then what is this? We have cloth here, so this would be the hemp. Basically the fibers. So you harvest a hemp plant, you get fibers, and then you will turn them into linen. And then you can up it with solvent to to sateen, then silk, and then obviously the one at the end is the infused silk, wire weave, which at the time, wire weave just looks like the hemp plant, just a different coloration. Who knows? They may have changed that since then, but this was back in alpha. So basically, a loom is the first thing that you want to go to before you go to the outfitter, just like you want to go to the smelter over here first to turn your ore into ingots before going to the forge to make your armor and weapons. What I am going to do, I'm going to cut out some of these other things, like, here's the leather working station, very similar to the loom. The workshop, I believe, is over the river here, and that is where you would make, like, bows and I believe furniture and all sorts of gear. And then beyond that, in that house over there, is where you would forge armor and weapons. Basically all the same concept with those menus. You open it up, you click on the item, it shows you the tiers. I'm going to immediately go over to cooking, though, because this is going to be your moneymaker. When you first log into the game and you want to figure out how to make money, this is going to be it, because with this game, I've noticed nothing breaks down. Once you have like a really good item, you're basically going to keep that forever. I don't know if they've changed this, but right now in alpha it was that way. In preview, I haven't actually played it long enough, and it's only going for a week long. I'm not sure we're going to find out if it exists or not, but a lot of, like, once you have something that's really, really good, all you need to do is just keep repairing it. However, food, you always need food. Food runs out, it is consumable. Get into food, because with a high crafting tier of food, you're going to basically make lots of money, because people are just always going to need it. So what we have here are warding foods. You're actually going to have certain creature types within the game: Angry Earth, Ancient, Beast, Corrupted, Lost. I couldn't tell you right now at the top of my head each individual one. I know Angry Earth are the crazy looking sort of ent type creatures, and I believe Corrupted are like the skeletons. Obviously Beast is animals, but Ancient and Lost I'm confused on. So, but those are what the warding foods are for. Then you have recovery foods, pretty self-explanatory: mana recovery, health recovery, defense recovery. Use those and basically get your mana back, get your health back, get your defense back up from debuffs. I never actually used this one, and I'm unsure of it, but I always use the health recovery, mana recovery. You can stack foods too. I believe you can have 3 different food buffs at once. At least you could in the alpha. Obviously, crafting foods. Sort of, again, self-explanatory. You eat one of these crafting foods, whether it be for jewel crafting, engineering, arcana, weaponsmithing, or armoring, and you will up your chance of making a better crafted item within that category. So, you're going to make armor? Alright, eat some armor food and hopefully get some better bonuses. Gathering foods, same thing here. Harvesting, skinning, mining, logging. Make one of the foods, and then go out and do your crafting skill, or I guess your gathering skill, and gather and receive more cool things. But yeah, they are pretty easy, and I will tell you the other thing here. Let's see if I can find it. This item. I will show this item in yet another video. This item here, this herb, probably the most sought after, constantly used, constantly consumed, constantly needed, and it's only in starting locations. Get it, pick it up, bring it to like really high-end areas, because sort of like the higher you go, the more desolate it goes. That's the cool thing about this game. Resources are sort of like area specific, which I really like, because it causes all the areas to be used. A lot of MMOs, once you go to a very high level area, and you're that high level character, you never have a need to go back to that, let's say 1 to 10 area, or 10 to 20, or however it was done. They become dead zones. This game, however, does not seem to actually have that, because as you can see, all the way up into the tier 5, you're still going to need herbs, nuts, poultry, which are all in low level areas and in heavier amounts, shall we say, more populous amounts in the lower areas. So it behooves you to go back to these low areas and harvest there. So very cool. And again, if you want to make money, that's the way to go. So there you have it. Some little insights, some tidbits, a little bit of secrets. Hope you enjoy New World. This is the New World preview on some of the crafting systems. I am Saladed. Check me out on Twitch and enjoy New World. Thank you very much. Take care.